Airplane was not an accident. It was a system. 3 filmmakers built a precise set of rules for how comedy should work, tested those rules in front of live audiences for years, and then smuggled that system into a Paramount disaster film. The result was one of the most profitable comedies ever made. By the time Hollywood tried to copy it, they had already missed the point. This is the story of how a deadpan rulebook created a new genre. Jerry Zucker, Jim Abrahams, and David Zucker, Zaz, ran a small comedy theater in Milwaukee before they ever touched a film set. Night after night, performing to small audiences, they noticed the same thing. The biggest laughs came when performers played absurd situations completely straight. No winking, no mugging. No pause after the punchline to let the audience know something was funny. Just deadpan commitment to something ridiculous. The more seriously the performer played it, the harder the room laughed. They tested it repeatedly. They broke it down. They figured out exactly why it worked. And they built a system around it. By the time they walked into Paramount with Airplane, every rule was already written. They were not pitching an idea. They were presenting an engineering blueprint. The studio was skeptical. The budget was modest. The cast was full of dramatic television veterans nobody expected to see in a comedy. Robert Stack, Lloyd Bridges, and Peter Graves were serious actors from a different genre entirely. That was the point. The first rule was deadpan commitment. Every actor had to play their role as if the film was a genuine disaster drama. No acknowledgement that anything was funny. Robert Stack, Lloyd Bridges, and Peter Graves were actors known for serious television roles. Zaz cast them deliberately. When Lloyd Bridges says he picked the wrong week to quit smoking, then sniffing glue, then drinking, the joke lands because he delivers it with complete sincerity. If the actor knows it is funny, it dies. Zaz did not write those performances. They constructed the conditions for them. Actors were directed to treat every line as life or death. The comedy came from the gap between what the actors believed they were playing and what the audience was watching. That gap was engineered, not accidental. And once you see it, you start noticing something else. The actors are never chasing the joke. The joke is chasing them. It exists around them, not inside their performance. That inversion is what makes the entire system work. The second rule was density. Airplane averages approximately 3 jokes per minute, not one at a time, delivered and acknowledged, stacked. Background gags run while foreground dialogue plays out, a sign contradicting what a character just said, a visual absurdity happening behind a serious exchange, a joke in frame that nobody on screen reacts to, because reacting would kill it. Most viewers catch a fraction of what is on screen on the first watch. Zaz knew this. They designed for it. Every rewatch revealed new layers. That feeling, the sense that the film is giving you more than you can take in, kept people coming back. More jokes does not mean better comedy. More jokes per square inch, with a straight face holding all of it together, is a different thing entirely. Most filmmakers who tried to copy Airplane added volume. Zaz had added architecture. The third rule was the parody anchor. Airplane was not an original story. It was a near scene-for-scene remake of a 1957 dramatic thriller called 0 Hour, a film about a traumatized pilot forced to land a plane full of food-poisoned passengers. Zaz licensed the rights for almost nothing because nobody thought the material had value. They kept the plot, the characters, the dialogue structure, the dramatic beats, and dropped their deadpan engine directly on top of it. The drama did not disappear. It became the foundation. The clearest proof of what that means is one specific scene. In 0 Hour, a doctor tells the poisoned pilot he has to land the plane. Pure tension, desperate music, trembling hands on the controls. The scene was designed to make audiences hold their breath. Zaz kept the exact setup, same stakes, same structure, same pressure, and gave it to Ted Stryker, sweating through his shirt while the entire cabin watched in silence. Same skeleton, completely different result. The joke was not in what changed. The joke was in what stayed exactly the same. Comedy without stakes is just noise. The drama wasn't decoration, it was load-bearing. Remove it, and the whole system collapses into absurdity with nothing to push against. Every great comedy has a system underneath it. This channel exists to find them. Subscribe, and we'll keep breaking them down. Paramount released Airplane in July 1980. It made $83 million on a budget of $3.5 million. It was one of the most profitable comedies ever produced. Critics called it anarchic. What they meant, without knowing it, was that it felt out of control. It was not. Every joke was tested in front of preview audiences. ZAZ tracked exactly where laughs came and where they dropped. Cuts that did not land were removed entirely. Sequences that slowed the pace were trimmed or cut. Dead space was treated as failure. ZAZ understood that in comedy, a second of silence that does not serve a purpose is a second the audience starts to leave. They gave the audience no exit. Every second justified itself or it was gone. The industry noticed. The spoof genre exploded. Top Secret, the Naked Gun series, Hot Shots, Scary Movie. Each one tried to apply the formula. Most failed, and the reason was always the same. They hired comedic actors, performers who knew they were in a comedy, who could not resist letting the audience in on the joke. A raised eyebrow, a half smile after a punchline, a delivery that said, "Did you catch that?" The moment an actor signals that something is funny, the gap closes. The audience stops discovering the joke and starts being shown it. And once the gap closes, the system collapses. No gap, no comedy. It is that simple and that unforgiving. The imitators understood the jokes. They did not understand the silence around the jokes. That silence, held, committed, never broken, was the whole mechanism. Without it, the jokes were just jokes. Plenty. Loud, empty. What ZAZ built was a proof of concept. Comedy can be engineered, not discovered by accident, not improvised into existence on a lucky day. Constructed, tested, and executed according to precise rules, applied without compromise to every frame of a film. The system worked because every element supported every other element. Deadpan actors gave the density somewhere to land. The dramatic skeleton gave the deadpan something to push against. The density rewarded the audience for paying attention. Pull any one piece and the whole thing loses its tension. Airplane did not happen because three funny guys got lucky. It happened because three disciplined filmmakers trusted a system nobody else believed in and refused to soften it for an industry that did not understand it. Every spoof that followed tried to copy what they saw on screen. None of them looked behind it. They copied the jokes, not the system.